what is the feeling and the perspective of racing from a pilot that has been purely freestyle like you?
All right, disclaimer, I haven't actually done any racing events. Like, I haven't entered any actual races. I've just been racing in the sim, and I have a racer that is like a built racer, but that's it. So I don't think I really have a lot of experience in terms of the raw competitiveness of racing, which I think is something that probably puts freestyle pilots off initially. Because the reason you fly and the reason you do all this freestyle stuff is because it's like I can do anything I want. And then racing is the opposite. Racing's like, you have to go through this course in exactly this order and do everything perfectly. I just wanted to challenge myself. I just wanted to see, because you can just think of a racing gate as a gap, and you've just got to hit small gaps really fast. You just have to do them in the right order. And I was like, this could be fun. Maybe it's something that will be enjoyable. The experience of flying a race is very different, right? Because they're super light. You were flying at like 45-degree camera angle, and they're a completely different beast. And it's a different sort of emotion flying them.
Okay.
I think it's cool, but like I don't think it's gonna like take over and I'm gonna give up on freestyle because it's not. I'm too old, man. I'm not gonna be able to compete with like all these like 16, 17-year-olds that just have the reflexes of a cat. It's like, it's impossible. Have you ever tried racing?
I have.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I have. I have been on different events as an spectator and flying. When they finish the races, then I can just go and try the course.
Exactly, you get to have a go on the course.
Yeah. I don't want to slow down the full competition, because I know I'm not a racer. So, and that's not the place to practice racing.
Yeah, you just need to go to a field, take some gates,
exactly,
and just hammer it out. Yeah.
So when I'm I practiced racing when I'm testing the Gen Fun props, the new Gen Fun prop.
Okay, yeah.
I set up a course on the bando and I try to go on the bando, and as like the idea is to crash, so I better just.
I imagine you did.
Yeah. No. The idea is to crash and test durability, so I just. I just put some gates and some stuff, and that's it. But I you know what? I feel very comfortable with the battery, with the pulling the battery, how it feels with the battery underneath.
Oh yeah.
It feels really comfortable.
You can swing into turns a lot nicer. But I find that landing's hard enough with a 45-degree camera angle, and then you're landing on this battery as well.
Now you gotta go like
wreck a lot of batteries.
and scratch that battery when you land.
Exactly. Yeah. They're super light and they're super fast, and so every crash you're at a very high risk of breaking like the whole thing, because they're not built for durability like freestyle frames, right? They're just like these tiny little skinny arms, and everything's as aerodynamic as possible as it can be in this sort of form factor. But yeah, it's a rush, man. And they sound ridiculous. They're so fast. Yeah. Really high pitch props, really high kV motors, and just most of the mass is the battery, right? So, because you're not using GoPros and stuff. Yeah, it's cool. It's fun as hell, but yeah, it's kind of I think maybe like 1 or 2 packs, and then I'm spent. I'm like, whew, that was a lot. Yeah. It's a lot of it. But a lot of focus. That actually brings some
point, like a side topic that I thought about it.
Is this one of Mike's tangents?
Yeah, Mike's tangent number 2. So here's the thing. You say that when you're flying freestyle, you just go freely over a course, and you just go here and then improvise. And but when you go to a bando, and do you want to try some gapping, some whatever, do you plan how you're gonna stitch the tricks together, or do you you go ahead like in advance to the place, and then you check here and you check there? You say, okay, I'm gonna go over this, then loop, and then do something, or do you just wing it?
See what I mean? Yeah, it's a really good question, and it's both, right? You kind of. I find that the first, say, 5 or 6 packs when you're at a new place, you're just trying stuff out and you're winging it all the way. Everything you do is complete improvisation, complete ad lib, Like you'll do a power loop over here and then you'll see another thing. But by the time you've done like 5 or 6 packs in one location, you remember. You remember like well, at least I do. You remember like sequences of like 2 or 3 tricks that you put together.
Okay.
So you're like, oh, I remember when I went this way, I did a power loop here and then I landed on this dive and then I was lined up for this bit. And so you just remember these kind of like little blocks through the space.
Okay.
And then when you're flying, and it's usually about pack 7 or 8, I generally have one pack where I'll just be doing stuff and I'll be linking up these blocks. No, but that's still improv. Like you're still just flying a random direction.
But it builds up.
And you're like, oh, I'm at this place where I do these particular 3 tricks in a row, and I'll come out of that. And it'll be improv again. And then I'm like, oh, here's the bit where I do these 3 tricks in a row. And it's so, yeah, you kind of build these sort of sequences in your head, I think.
Okay.
At least that's how it sort of happens for me. I imagine it's like there are probably people that will plan every move of a line, and is that what you do? And then like if you fuck it up,
yeah,
you'll go back to the start and then try and do it all again.
Yes and no. Like I try to go and do the line that I planned for, the line that I planned as much as possible. I will really try to get it. But if I fail at some point, I will just try to then go like and try to do something crazy. Maybe something nice will happen out of the like complete improvisation. So
there is a flip side of that though, which I do as well, which sometimes if I go to a place and you see like one particularly hard dive or hard gap, there's been times where I've just spent the whole day just trying to do one trick, like one gap, and just crashing and just until you get it. And it's usually because if you don't get it after a while, it becomes like this sort of like mission to yourself. And you're like, oh, I have to now because I've spent like so long. And I don't like it when my brain goes into that mode, because you just end up like breaking shit and like you use all your packs trying this one thing. And what if you don't get it? Sometimes you don't. And then you just go home and you're like, well, that was a shit day. But
maybe if I did this, if I've done this, I would have got.
Yeah.
You're frustrated like the whole day. Yeah.
Oh, I tell you, the one time I did this backwards dive there's a house near us that has this roof dive that goes down like 3 floors, and then you come out the front door. And I went and I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to do this backwards one day. So I did it backwards. I spent probably the last 3 or 4 packs trying this thing, and I got it, and I was like, yes. And I went home and I was so pleased. And then I got home and my GoPro had done that thing where it like pauses and just like stops recording. And I was looking at it, I was like, no, this sucks. And so the very next day after work, because it was summer, so it's still light, I went back there and just took like 4 packs, and I just sat there and just did it over and over again. Crash, broken antenna, replace, crash, broken antenna, replace. And then I got it and I was like, right, got it, I'm going home. And I just went home. And so I just literally went to this place, broke a load of shit, got the trick, and then went home.
Just because to get that.
Yeah, I was just so like annoyed that the thing had broken, and it just become this mission, this thing that had to be sort of fed in my head. This had to be done. And so once it was done, I've never tried it again.
Yeah, but the same thing happens to me when I'm working. When I'm working, it is like if I'm in the middle of an edit, and I have some ideas on how to improve something, I cannot sleep. Literally, I cannot sleep.
It just eats at you, doesn't it, man?
Yeah. Like there is, I cannot. Like I cannot tell you the details right now, but there is a new kind of prop coming to the market for the it's really cool. But I designed the process to get that prop done, and I was thinking on how to get it done for days.
Yeah.
I came up with the idea at 4 a.m.
Of course you did.
One day when I swear to God, I was sleeping. I woke up. And I said, this is the way.
Just like a message from aliens just came into your head. Yeah, it's like
I don't know what happened, but I just woke up like this and I said, what if we tried this? And then I couldn't sleep and I had to do some research and how the whole process and it ended up working.
Amazing. That's cool.
So it eats me. Like when I have a gap or a trick that I want to do, it's the same. It just eats me.
Why don't you show us the prop, Mike? Because I'm pretty sure this will air after it is out.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah. This is
hold it up.
The one technique.
Oh yeah, there you go. Oh, it's beautiful.
And the amount of detail.
Yeah, it looks crisp. Real nice.
It's crazy, and you cannot imagine like the little snowflakes. You can see every detail from this tiny little thing. It's perfect. Like this way, and also the good thing about this that normally these printed props, because they have a process called UVO light paint.
Okay.
It's UV light is sealing the paint on top of the props usually, like the old versions, that made it brittle.
Right.
I mean, they're gonna break easier because the process of the UV paint is gonna make them brittle. But this one doesn't require that. So this print lasts for a long time. It doesn't like scratch or anything. It's perfect. It has an incredible amount of detail, and the durability of the prop is exactly the same
Unchanged.
as the normal one. And the balance is completely fine.
You did it, Mike. You did it.
I did it.
That's amazing, dude.
But again, yet again, it's very problematic to get these kind of ideas in the middle of the night. Like my wife looks at this. She looks at these props and she's like, very nice.
Yeah. Did you have to wake me up for this? Yeah.
Can you just think about it at 2 p.m. Some decent hour?
Yeah.
No, I can't. I've always been I was gonna say a man of the night.
Yeah, careful with your phrasing there, Mike.